first of all, let me tell you guys. There's nothing wrong with being from the hood. There's nothing wrong with having whatever you call or deem hood rat type behavior. There's no type of behavior that's unique to one specific sect of people. People in general get violent. People in general fight. That is not reserved for any specific class or race of people. And I would really appreciate it if that would sink in for some of us and we stop using that dog whistle verbiage. Okay? Monique is not a hood rat. Monique had a moment. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel, being Simone Mon, and this is Simone with the S on the chest. Not the chest, but the head, but hey, I was trying to make a thing. Anyway, you guys, if you can see my setup, look, I am pushing through, honey. I done took the lampshade off the lamp. I was doing my makeup for this video, a little quick little one too, and the ring light went out. But I knew eventually it was about to go out because my baby knocked it down a few weeks ago. Anyway, I'm pushing through, y'all. I'm in a whole other setup. I'm in another part of my office, and so I just want to get into this because, you know, when adversity shows up, you push through, and I'm so happy that I was able to make something work. So anyway, with all that being said, this is the review and recap of Real Housewives of Potomac season 5 episode 12. I don't know the name. Really, I don't want to know the name because y'all, they not. The fight, it was just, you know, C19 did a number. And there was so much leading up into the season, so much rah-rah online and on Instagram, that everything, and I've said this before, everything we anticipated kind of falls flat. And so I feel like they've had to, and probably because of the pandemic, they had to come up with like some filler episodes or whatever, just a footage shot. I don't know, but we'll get into it. I got some notes, so something was going on. Anyway, the episode opens up with Wendy and her family, and they're talking about Cameron Sip and See. They're gonna have a tradition Nigerian head tie ceremony and a American fusion with the Sip and See and the Gales, and I'm here for it. I think that this is a perfect platform to show black people in every form. We have culture. We have other things going on besides boxing matches at wineries, okay? They talk about Eddie's family, y'all. I gotta take a sip of the iced coffee. The situation with Eddie and his family is literally heartbreaking. And one of the reasons why for me it's so heartbreaking is because we spend a lot of time talking about Wendy, her culture, and having to satisfy her mother. And it's generally, if not more, stressful for the young men. And it seems like Eddie did everything, right? He went to law school. He found a wife within the culture, someone that they could relate to. They didn't have to teach her how to be a great wife for him. And that wasn't good enough for him. Like, this man is literally an attorney, living a beautiful life with a beautiful wife and beautiful children. And that wasn't good enough for his parents. And that just, look, it gave me weak in the knees. It saddens me for him. But as we do, especially our black men, what is Eddie doing? Smiling through, pushing through the pain. But it's really sad. Ashley and Michael go to their therapy session. This how I feel, okay? First of all, Ashley's describing this man fornicating, cheating on her, being an adulterer, stepping outside of their marriage as an indiscretion. She do not nail his ass to the cross enough. And, you know, now that I'm talking about it out loud, she probably does in the privacy of their own home. But they're a united front when it comes to the TV show. So, okay, I get that. I just talked myself out of some shade. But if that's what you want to call it, she said that in the past they'd had threesomes and stuff like that, but always together, never separately. And I hate that she keeps, you know, going along with this storyline of this story that Michael fell asleep in the bed with the woman and he didn't have sex with her. Are you dumb? He fell, girl, good night. And even still, he laid in the bed with a stranger. Anyway, I do honestly feel that Michael scapegoats Baby Dean. Like, he makes it seem as if Ashley changed because she's a mother. And granted, I have 2 children, you do change. But at the end of the day, my biggest change besides being a mother was becoming a woman. And I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. You know, my children did make me mature in a certain way, granted. But also, I wasn't the same woman at 25 that I am at 32. And I think that's something that me and my love have had to, you know, adapt to as he's aged as well. Like, we aren't the same people that we were when we got together. Segue to Karen and Ray. Like, so let's not just say it's because of the baby. And I think the reason that narrative bothers me so much is because she had to basically beg him to let her have a baby. Like, it gives him too much authority and power over her, and I don't like it. And it's a beautiful, precious little baby. Like, if your sex life changed, that's one thing, but you stepping out on your wife because your sex life has changed has nothing to do with her or the baby. So kill that noise. Like, I don't like when he says that. Michael says that the baby pushed him out and he feels isolated, but there was a lot of circle talking, and we'll get back to this when they go to the scene with Ashley and Uncle Lump and her mom. But what Ashley got from it is not what the viewer got from it. Like, he was talking about his relationship with his dad and how that affected his relationship as a husband and a father, but the translation just wasn't there. It wasn't an upfront conversation, especially in a therapy session. I feel like the therapist wasn't pulling enough either, but maybe, let's just say it was editing like everybody else do, okay? He says he acts out like that so that someone can show him love and attention. You want love and attention from hookers? Oh. Next scene is Karen and Ray. And Ray is asking her how things went in Surrey. They go for a walk. I still don't understand why Ray didn't go. Maybe he had a work thing. And what we learned and how I feel like things went in Surrey was the Grand Dame deserves her pedigree. With the status that her family had in their local community, I totally see why Karen is the Karen that we see today on Bravo. Ray says that he worked hard for her success too, and she's kind of like taken aback, like, you worked hard? Karen, give that man his things. Yes, he did. The only reason anybody even thought of you to be on this platform as a Real Housewife of the Bravo franchise is because of your husband's success. Remember, you were married to the Black Bill Gates. Season 1, 2, 3, and 4 until you got LaDame. Like, give Ray his things. He did contribute to your success, Karen. And that's no shade to you. You took the baton, baby, and you ran with it. And we're not taking that from you. But we got to give Raymond Huger his things, honey, because he did put you in a position to be on national television, to become the, what you say, you a public figure. Ray had something to do with that, boo. Karen asks if her success is intimidating to Ray, and honestly, Ray doesn't come off as the type of man that's intimidated by success. I mean, he said what it is. The bottom line is that you don't show me any attention. Men thrive off of attention. Literally every man in the Housewives franchise, specifically this one, needs attention. What's Caveman? Chris Samuels, he needs a lot of attention, okay? Ray needs a lot of attention. Michael, creeping cheating ass, needs a lot of attention. Eddie, with everything that he's going through, and I love that she gives him his attention that he needs amidst all this turmoil with his family. But Wendy is right on point with what Eddie needs as far as attention. Like, men, period, need attention. And that's something that Karen can't offer Ray because she's so, you know, busy doing other things. And I feel like that's the easy fix. Like, that's not, like she says she wants her marriage. Yeah, we do too. He do too. That's not something you lose your marriage over. Show that man some attention now. Ray says that fame and fortune has gone to her head. I don't believe so. I believe Karen has always been the Grand Dame. Especially since we see the pedigree. She literally grew up as a princess. And I don't think that's changed her. I think that it might have built her confidence in her later years, because we're gonna be honest, the Grand Dame is pushing 60, and you know, shit starts to sink, and gravity ain't holding the girls up like you know, the gravity is pulling the girls down. Okay, the girls are not able to fight gravity like they once did. The cheekbones, the neck, you know, shit starts to sink. And I think that you know, the success that she's had and the position she is has, you know, helped her boost her confidence and her self-esteem. But what I said has gone to her head, I wouldn't say that. But also, I don't know her and I don't live with her. So we got to give Ray the benefit of the doubt. If that's what he has come to the conclusion of, then I guess. Absolutely though, Karen, we all want your marriage to work. Candiace is driving to give her testimony because she's going to press charges on Monique. She says she's left with no choice. She absolutely had a choice. Everyone has choices in life. And granted, Monique had the choice not to put her hands on you. Just as you had a choice to. Candiace walked away from her so many times this season. And I'm giving Candiace her things right now. What would it have hurt her to walk away one more time? Why did she have to perform the way that she did? Putting her hands in her face, you know, because let's be clear, Monique did tell her, get your hands out of my face. Like, there was aggression on both sides. Candiace is not taking accountability for what she did to provoke Monique. Like, granted, it's a give and that's an easy read. You're not supposed to put your hands on people, but it happens. You have to be accountable for being provocative. And that's just what it is. She's saying that Monique doesn't have any consequences. Monique absolutely has consequences for her actions. We all know she didn't go on the cast trip. No one wants to film with her. She's been iced out of the group, which was, you know, her plan for Candiace, but it kind of backfired. She publicly shamed and embarrassed herself. Now she has to defend her character, and the interwebs are going to hood rat her to death. Like, in every group, in all the comments, black women specifically are berating Monique and calling her a hood rat. One thing, first of all, let me tell you guys, there's nothing wrong with being from the hood. There's nothing wrong with having whatever you call or deem hood rat type behavior. There's no type of behavior that's unique to one specific sect of people. People in general get violent. People in general fight. That is not reserved for any specific class or race of people. And I would really appreciate it if that would sink in for some of us and we stop using that dog whistle verbiage. Okay? Monique is not a hood rat. Monique had a moment. She got aggressive. She fought. Even Monique herself is using the verbiage because she said the hood came out. But we all need to unlearn that toxic ass language and verbiage and terminology, Monique included, because, you know, I'm tired of the hood shaming personally. Like, negative behavior is not reserved for people who are from the hood. Grow up. We need some higher level thinking skills, okay? All in all, I said that to say, like, she's on the phone talking to her mom and stuff. Dorothy absolutely pressured Candiace to file charges against Monique, and that's just that on that. Next thing is Robin. Robin is in there with her boys, and she says she's launched a headline that makes $10,000 in a month. Okay. With the reach that the Housewives platform gives them, though, everybody should have something. And so, kudos to you, Robin. You know, Candiace, truth be told, she needs to be pushing that hair a little bit more and making sure she keeps her hair done a little bit more and a little bit better. Although that wig and that glue that was on that wig on the fight night was stealth. Okay? But, you know, Housewives provides you that platform. Take a page out of Candy Burris' book, baby. You do everything. I hate, from the bottom of my heart, Robin's ponytail in her interview look. That is not a good look for her. I don't like it. Robin has the perfect face, aesthetic, attitude, personality for the Halle Berry shortcut. Robin don't even need a bob. Robin is pixie all day. Like, that's her best look. The best thing Robin said all season is she don't need to be focused on getting married or buying a house. She need to be focused on her finances. No truer words, sis. No truer words. And the next thing, Candiace goes to meet her friend. I think his name was Cliff. And I'm literally over talking about the fight. And so I think depending on what the commentary should be like on the next few episodes, I'm not talking about it no more, and I hope they're not talking about it either. But I'm sick of talking about it. She basically says she wants Monique to go to jail, and I feel like that's the most cold-hearted shit ever. First of all, I don't think that Monique whipped her ass. Monique grabbed her hair and would not let go, and that is the extent of it. There was a lot of trash talk afterwards. I'm gonna kill you, but this is also as Candiace is screaming that hood rat B da 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 da. You know, there was a lot of aftermath with the talking of the junk, but she didn't like bust her teeth out her mouth. She didn't scratch her face up. She didn't have a black eye. Like, it really wasn't even that lit of a fight, if we're gonna be honest. But she said she's traumatized, so okay. She wants this woman to go away from her children and serve jail time because they had a cat fight. The petty, I cannot handle. People fight every day, and the tears and the crying, it's like I'm slowly losing respect for Candiace. Like, she's taking this victimhood to a whole nother level, and I'm just not here for it. She wants social media to be taken into account because she feels like she's being bullied and Monique is paying the blogs. Candiace literally wished death on a blogger. Okay? She is one of the most vicious housewives across franchises on social media. These coins are too double-sided, and she don't have enough coins to be so double-sided. She needs to worry about her income, upgrading her lifestyle, not being dependent on her mother, changing the perspective of her storyline, becoming a mother. Like, this shit, I would have been so embarrassed. I wouldn't even be talking about this shit no more. But for whatever reason, Candiace cannot let this shit go. Like, it is giving her life, literally. Like, as much as she tries to make seem like she's so distraught and so upset, like, literally she's thriving off of this storyline, and she feel like it's doing something for her, and it's absolutely not. It's cheapening her on all sides as far as I'm concerned. And look, I'm a viewer. Who am I? I am no one. She's talking about Karen. He asked her how the women are supporting her. I honestly don't know what she is looking for from Karen. She wants Karen to not be friends with Monique. Monique didn't put hands on Karen. Like, I don't get it. And why does she have to choose a side? You both participated in the physical and the verbal. Monique's lip was cut. Like, I get it, you were defending yourself, but at the same time, like, if you are a true victim, then there will be nothing that Monique could have said or done that made you look like you incited this at all. And that's just not the truth. You were very much a part of the altercation. You were not attacked out of the blue. Nobody jumped you. Like, y'all were going at it, and it got too close in the face, and y'all fought. Look, I'm sick of talking about this. Like, I feel like I've said this the last 5 reviews. I ain't saying that shit no more. Anyway, moving on. Wendy and Eddie go find a space for their event, and they said it's 3 days before the event. Is that like some TV magic type shit? I guess. Eddie said Carter asked why he hasn't met his dad. Look, there's this thing about becoming a parent, okay? You never need your parents more until you become a parent. And for him to not have access to his parent as he's learning to be a father, literally everything about this is heartbreaking, okay? It is all heartbreaking. But I think that Eddie is such a present father because of the absence of his parents. Like, for example, in their first scene at the start of the episode, Cameron starts whining. He goes to get his baby. You know, keeps the baby while Wendy goes to the little lake house with Monique for her birthday. He's talking about Carter asking him about his dad as he's bathing him. Like, Eddie is super present with his children, and I think that you learn your biggest lessons about being a parent from your parents. You're either going to be exactly like them or you're going to be nothing like them. And so I think that he's dealing with this situation in a very healthy way as it pertains to the family that he's created. Ashley goes to visit Uncle Lump, and I'm here for it. Every fatherless girl needs an Uncle Lump. Let's just say that. I love how she describes their relationship and how he's, you know, stood up for her and been there for her in her dad's absence. Why is Sheila so comedy? Like, her mama show up and she got an eye patch on. Like, if it ain't the wig, it's the crab natural mustard, it's an eye patch. Like, Sheila. And it's comedy. Like, I can't even take her serious, Lord. She's just so weird. Ashley explains that the relationship... Okay, so this is what I didn't get. So Ashley tells her family about how Michael's talking about his relationship with his father. We ain't hear none of that. I ain't hear that. Y'all heard that? I ain't hear that. And I kind of get it, but I don't see how that pertains to him stepping out on his wife. Like, okay, your dad had an alcohol problem. So if Michael was an alcoholic and he was going out and doing crazy shit, drunk driving, DUIs, and arrested, fighting in public, that would be one thing. I don't see how his father's relationship with alcohol and how he treated him turns into his infidelity. It just wasn't making much sense to me. Ashley says that, and it's apples to oranges. Anyway, Ashley says Michael cheats because he couldn't get in the cooch. And her mom is like, well, you know how to handle that. I love how open they all were with each other. They were so open in the conversation. Ashley is so empowered to be an adult around the adults who raised her. She's so comfortable with her uncle. She just whipped that titty out and stuck that titty in baby Dean's mouth, and her uncle sitting right there. It was a very healthy scene. Her being able to communicate with her family about just the multifacets that are going on in her relationship with Michael. And she says if anything else happens, she will leave. And I kind of believe her. Especially now since we know she's having a second baby. You know, she don't have nothing to worry about. Okay? I believe her. But we'll have to wait to see in season 6 what Michael got up his sleeve. Because, you know, every season he acts out. He acts out every season. It just don't make no sense. And the whole time they were talking, you know, Uncle Lump is very much brother. You know, he gives me brother. And the whole time they talking, I'm like, I bet Michael is dodging them. Like, he don't want to have nothing to do with them. And goddamn, as soon as I thought that, Lump was like, well, I want to see him. He absolutely needs to be held accountable to her family, though. He can't be doing shit like this to Ashley and then just be getting away with it and show up a year later after everything done died down like shit cool. No, he needs her mother especially. He should have been talked to her mama. Her mama in there, you know, a couple episodes ago when they was looking for the homecoming dress for her sister, whispering in the back of the store. Me and Michael, I would have pulled up to the penthouse if I was Sheila. Eye patch and all, okay? All she needed is T'Challa. See T'Challa on her goddamn shoulder like a whole parrot. But she do. He needs to be held accountable to her family. Absolutely. And maybe that'll keep him from doing the shit that he doing. You know, he needs to talk to her uncle, but dad, and reassure him that he have Ashley and his baby's best interest at heart, because it's not looking that way. And then we go to see Wendy and her family preparing for the sip and see. And then Eddie's like, he's gonna text his mom, or he has texted his mom while they were looking at the venue. Then he said she didn't respond. She gotta be some kind of mean to just not respond. Robin's late ass is early for a change. That she needs to be sitting there waiting for everybody. You deserve, okay? Like Woman D, you deserve. And then they start getting a text of Candiace and the blogs about the charges and stuff. Bravo should not have shown Wendy riding in the car with her baby in her lap. The women talk about the charges, and Karen basically gets up from the table because she don't want to hear that shit, because she knows it's bogus. Like, you filing charges. I loved seeing all the culture in Wendy's mom. I love the way she speaks about her culture. To me, it's elite, because that's just some elite positions to be in, but it doesn't come off as like pompous, like and you know, pretentious. Like, I loved learning about their culture, even the little 2-second snippet that we got. And then Candiace shows up with her mama. What is Dorothy even doing there? I do believe that Dorothy is a camera whore, though. I think Dorothy likes to be on camera, which I feel like should be bad for her brand and her business, because you're a therapist and you need therapy. Baby Kim looks so beautiful in her baby Gelly. I loved it. That little Gelly was just sitting too. She ain't got enough hair to pin it to, but it was sitting, honey. They was holding her up like baby Simba on Pride Rock. Ashley, they show Ashley in the crown, and Ashley turned up a Corona. Did Ashley bring the Corona in her purse, or did the Nigerians have a Corona, child? I cannot. The food looks amazing. And then the ladies sit down and talk, and Giselle asks Candiace how she's feeling, and she goes on her diatribe about how she's stressed, and basically she just wants Monique to go to jail. When she got into it with Ashley, like, this little snippet been floating for a couple weeks on social media. Granted, Ashley was not there, but Ashley is speaking from personal experience. You pulled and threw a knife at her, butter knife or not, it was a knife, okay? She heard y'all hollering and screaming from the bathroom. She seen you be aggressive before. Why is she trying to act like she Princess Diana and somebody just ran up on her and hurt her, attacked her? Like, Candiace, you gotta take some. As much as they want Monique to take accountability, I know y'all don't like Monique and all that shit, but Candiace needs to take some accountability for her actions as well. And then, as you know, they going back and forth. Candiace do what Candiace does and goes low, and you know, you and your husband won't be married for long. And Ashley got her right on together. I'm married to a millionaire. What I need to be paid for? The fuck? Like, girl, you the one that's financially insecure, not me. Don't come up here and talk about me needing to be paid, baby. You need to be paid. That's why you suing True Be Tall, because it started off criminal. But please believe, Candiace also explored civil reparations too. She wanted to sue Monique. She wanted some change. As she said, Candiace said, Chris had to handle her like a child and tell her to shut up. Because she needs to shut up. Robin, all of them, it wasn't right. Let Karen be neutral. Like, stop trying to force Karen to ice her out because y'all want her to. Karen is too mature and grown for that shit. And if you don't like Monique and Karen, Robin, just say that, okay? We get back to the party. Eddie is the best husband ever because the first thing he do, look, he didn't pull a Mark in Kenya. He thanked his wife, okay? He gave his wife her things in front of everybody. And you know, they have a beautiful family, and although his family that he came from is not present, he just got to pour all that energy as he's doing into the family that he's created, because at the end of the day, God is going to hold you accountable for the ones you brought here, not the ones you came from, honey. The episode was alright. You know, Watch What Happened Live came on afterwards, and it was Robin and Mario, the singer, and Robin's so boring. When they did the introduction, it wasn't even about her. They was talking about Monique and Mario. Bye, Robin. All in all, y'all, it's just moving along. This is episode 12. I said we might have like 5 to 8 episodes left. Let's see how it go. I really just want to get into the reunion, because from what I can tell, they still haven't shot a reunion yet, so we'll hold out for the excitement on reunion night. Anyway, you guys, drop down in the comments, let me know what you thought. Please be sure to like, subscribe, tell a friend, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye. This iced coffee good.